Welcome to another, no, not Saturday night. Yes, it's Friday night. I know, but tomorrow is the Great Smoke, and it's one event I never miss. So we had to shift the show to Friday, and it worked out perfectly because our guests tonight couldn't make Saturday anyway. So everything seems to work out well. And yes, it's 8 o'clock because I work out from 6 to 7, and I have to keep my weight loss program going. So you guys know I keep you up to date on my weight loss. So that's why we're here at 8 o'clock on a Friday night. Quinton, how are you tonight?
Yes, sir. Jimmy, I'm blessed, man. I'm not as light as you, but I'm blessed.
You know who we have on tonight?
Tell me,
we have two brothers, and they're not blood brothers. They're brothers by loyalty to each other. Okay, these gentlemen started a company called Family X Loyalty. And Family X Loyalty, we're going to talk about what that means from a Spanish to an English translation. But these guys have created something cool, and not just cigars. And we're going to learn some stuff tonight for sure about this. But their names are Allen Sanabria and Ernesto Cordova. So let me bring in Allen and Ernesto. Let's get this show rolling, buddy. Where'd they go? I lost them. They dropped. Boom. All right. Well, there they are. Here we are. Admit. All right. Live. I love live. Live is always good.
Hey,
no problem, guys. All right. Ernesto and Allen. Let's see. For everybody on the show, who's who?
that's Ernesto.
That's Ernesto.
I'm Allen.
And you're Allen.
Yes.
And you guys created a company that had something to do with cigars originally, but it wasn't a cigar company, if I understand correctly.
Correct.
That's how you got started.
Yes. So the way the company started, it was CS Cigars. And that's what the main property of the company is CS Cigars, which stands for Cordova, his last name, Sanabria, my last name, right? Cigars. So the initial start of the company was a cigar accessory company, which is our pipes, right? Which we could show you right here.
Yeah, so you were showing these at TPE, and you got
Correct.
a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So how's that work?
So as you can see with the pipe, here's the cap to keep the smell out.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're done with it, it's a multi-ring gauge. I'm not sure if it's how hard it is to see that.
I see that. You know,
Oh, that's dope.
Right. So with a multi-ring gauge, we make two different standard multi-ring gauges, and we do custom. So the two standard we make is the 40 to 60 and the 30 to 52. Right. And we do that because the smaller one fits Lanceros perfectly with a nice tight grip up to a Robusto. And the 40-60, from the double Corona all the way up, fits beautifully tight. And what happens is that between the cigar and the pipe, it creates a funnel, which means that there's no air coming through. When you smoke with your lips, if you ever notice, you have pockets on the side. No matter how much you try to make it perfect, you have a little bit of air coming through. When you seal it between the wood and the cigar, there's no air coming through, which means the flavor is more intense and the strength is more intense. But the cigar pipes were never meant to smoke a full cigar. They're not like tips where you put a cigarette in it, you smoke it from beginning to end.
Right.
These are meant to, when you get to 3.5 inches, maybe 4 inches, or even less, put it into the pipe because you love that cigar, and you smoke it down to about here or even here, depending how good of a smoker you are.
Now,
so those $20 sticks and those $3 sticks, you smoke every little penny.
And you have them in all different designs. I mean, the same basic look, but many different types of designs you were showing, even the one that was adorned with 14 karat gold or 24 karat gold.
Yes. The one with 14 karat gold to be released later on this year. We're not selling the 14 karat golds to the public until the end of this year. That's going to be our pretty much our limited edition line. And we're only going to make 100 of those. We're going to pre-make those in advance, actually, for our release at the end of this year. Right. And they'll be certified by a jeweler as well.
Okay.
And the wood that we're using for those is African blackwood.
Are you going to be using Jacob the jeweler to certify those?
No, not Jacob the jeweler. We can't afford Jacob the jeweler, at least not yet. Maybe in 5 years.
So you get this, you have these pipes, these cigar pipes.
Yes.
And how did you two get together to even start this adventure?
So,
because you're not brothers, you say you're brothers by loyalty. So
yes, so we're not blood brothers, but we're closer than our blood brothers. Even though my blood brother who passed away, God bless him, I miss him. But this guy right here is my ride or die. You know what I mean? And long story short, let's put it this way. Miami's hot during the summertime. Really humid, right? As you can see, we're outside because if I smoke in the house, my wife will kick us and curse us the hell out outside the house. Okay, let's just be clear about that. So I used to go outside and smoke my cigar. In the middle, let's say my routine is this, guys. Early in the morning, walk, dogs, coffee, cigar, read emails. Then at lunchtime, I do the same thing again. But at lunchtime here in Miami, it's really hot and humid in the summertime. So he used to come to my house after work and he used to see all these damaged cigars from rain, me clipping them in half because I don't have time to smoke them because I have a meeting or somebody paged me for work. And he said, this is ridiculous. This guy's wasting his money. So he decided, I'm gonna carve him a rudimentary pipe that fit one ring gauge, 60, with my initials, AS, for my birthday. When I saw it, I was like, it was all wood. There was nothing fancy about it. It was all wood. It wasn't the way you see it today. I was like, wow, this is really nice, bro. I really appreciate it, but I could only smoke one ring gauge, right? So I had to keep buying 60 ring gauges to smoke my cigars, right? And that pipe. And it worked though. It worked. I used to smoke it all the way down to here, right? A month later, he decided, I'm not happy with that. He carved me another pipe. Now, I want to tell you guys this. He carves it in the beginning, completely, totally by hand. No machine. That means he sanded it by hand and he carved it with a machete. I'm not even exaggerating.
What?
With a machete in his backyard. He used to be like this. Pop, 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 like this. Just there. It used to take him almost 8 hours to make one pipe.
It's a real profitable business.
So he did his second pipe, which was a skull on it. And then I went to Corona Cigar Lounge for an entire week. That was because my family was on vacation. I had to work, but they had good Wi-Fi there and good cigars and good drinks. So I said, why not? So I'm there, 9:30 in the morning, as soon as they open, get in, get my cigar, smoking, gets low, put in my pipe. And people start walking in. What's that? What's that? I want that. I'm like, oh, it's a gift. That's my gift. I'm not giving you my gift. Right? On the first day, I had 5 different people asking what it was. And of the 5, 3 of them wanted. The next day, again, when people ask me, hey, where can I get that? I said, well, we're actually in a company that we're in our alpha stages prototyping right now. Complete bullshit. I call my brother up. I say, bro, we have a business. We got a business. You know what he says on their phone? Sell that pipe. I'm not selling my pipe. He's like, sell it. I'm like, I'm not selling it. It's my pipe. No, right now I'm selling my pipe. Right? And then again, the whole week I had different people. I had hotel owners come to me say, if you could do that for us with our logo, we'll buy 1,000, give it to our VIP members. Right? So then I was like, so we went through a 1.5 years of prototyping, literally. And I said, bro, it can't fit one cigar. It has to fit multiple, right? So I was QA, and I mean, it was really rough on me to taste all those damn cigars and pipes. It was so rough.
I'm sure it was.
It was really. But anyway, a year and a half passes by. We get on Instagram. We go live.
Was it as
And
what, 2019 we're in now?
2019. And we go live. You know, most people are like, what is that? What is that? Nah, we're not using that. That's ridiculous, right? And we started sending it to a few, you know, influencers, right? And, you know, it helped a little bit, right? And after about 6 months of being online, here's what I can tell you. The community started standing behind us. Yeah, we had naysayers, but what you had was people buying our cheapest pipe of our cheapest wood, and within a month later, buying our most expensive pipe.
Wow.
Right? A lot of our customers are actually repeat customers that will buy the cheapest one first, and then either the most expensive or a custom design with their own logo.
So what's the cheapest one cost?
The cheapest one is $90.
$90, because it's all hand carved.
All hand carved by him, each
And
one.
is still using some really nice wood.
Yes. So the cheapest one, the woods that you pay for would be maple, would be sapel, and would be walnut. So that's three cheapest woods, right? And then when you start going up the chain, you got African denser woods like Paduk, like Purple Heart, Spalted Tamarind, African Blackwood, Pink Ivory, Indian Ebony, right? And all these woods, and we tested a lot more than that. And I can give you some funny stories about some hardwoods that we bought that we thought could handle the heat and broke on first try.
Now, do you get a flavor infusion off the wood when it burns?
No, because all the woods that
the maple or the
all the woods that we've tested can not only can handle a cherry of 650 degrees Fahrenheit or more, they do not alter the taste of the cigar as far as a woody flavor. What they do is create that seal that I told you about.
Right.
Once you have that seal, again, the cigar that you know the most, your favorite cigar, I promise you, and I'll bet you money, because that's how confident I am, that cigar is more intense in strength and in flavor.
Now, quick question. At that price point, are we looking at pipes that you will have to buy repeatedly, or are we looking at a lifetime purchase? This is something that if you take care of it, it should last you for 25, 30 years.
It should last you 25, 30 years if you take care of it. Now, if you leave it outside in the rain, guess what? It's wood, guys.
Yes, sir.
It's going to go bad. If you drop it, it's not going to break. Those are all hard woods. But if you drop it on the acrylic or the ebonite, depending on the tip you have, it can break, right? Meaning this part,
right?
Which then you send it to us, and we'll recreate the tip for you, right? But let me tell you this. He just told me to tell you. A good friend of ours. Excuse me for a second. A good friend of ours got one of our pipes in pink ivory, very dense wood. Beautiful, beautiful wood. It is pink. He says to me, bro, I lost my pipe. I'm like, really? He says, what am I supposed to do? Buy another one? Right? Right? So he buys another one. Fast forward a year later. You know where his pipe was?
Under the seat of his car.
Inside his rim.
What?
Because the rim was kind of open. It had a little area where it was open, so it fell in. And it was in his rim for an entire year.
Wow.
He heard something turning. He got it out. It was messed up. He brought it back to my partner, Ernie. He shined it. It didn't break. It didn't crack. It went through rain, torrential rain, through mud, through swamp, because he goes mudding. Okay? Came back. He sanded it down, polished it up, and that pipe was brand new, completely working, not even broken.
Wow.
That's a year in Florida Edelman's. Look how it looked. He's gonna bring it to you.
Bring it over there in front. Oh yeah, holy crap.
We're not even joking.
That's impressive.
Wow.
right? So the woods that we've QA'd and tested doesn't alter the flavor and are very hard and dense. Now, one of my pipes had broken. You know how I broke? Because don't laugh at me, guys. Oh, fuck you laugh at me. I was smoking one day. I left it on my Jeep on the bumper of the Jeep. It fell into the bumper. And when I was driving, I made a turn, it fell out, and somebody ran over it. When they ran over it with a truck, it snapped.
Wow.
Right?
How many shops do shops carry these yet, or are
Our pipes,
they-
no, because they're handmade. We cannot give the shops the discount that they want. At least not as of today.
So these are
right?
special order. People have to order them from you. They got to go.
They have to, because again, we don't make the pipes in advance. All of our pipes are made to order. Right? And we put that on our website. All of our pipes are made to order because he puts all the care in his hand. You mentioned us earlier when we were talking before about cigar clowns, right? He's going to show you something real quick. I'll bring it to the camera.
Look at that.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
And he carved that by hand. Right? And this is maple.
You would have thought that was done by a computer.
And it's not. It's done by him. Now look at this one. This is our Halloween that he did Jason for Halloween.
All by hand.
All by hand.
Now, where does one go to buy that pipe?
So you hit our website, which is Family X Loyalty Cigars.com.
Let me open this up here and we'll just start this. All right, so here we are. So we go to Family X Loyalty Cigars.com.
Go to shop.
And we go to shop.
Now go to pipes when that loads up.
I go to pipe.
Right? Yep. Okay. And then you start seeing them. And everything depends on the wood. Everything depends on the wood, whether they got the bronze tips in them or not, whether they have a stand with them or not, whether it is a compact, the subcompact, or the regular executive solo. The executive solo is a 4.5-inch pipe. The compact is a 3.5-inch pipe, and the subcompact is a 3-inch pipe.
Okay.
And here's a subcompact for you guys to see, and if you can see it.
Well,
right here.
Now,
All right.
now with a compact,
what is this?
with a compact from a subcompact, does that change the ring gauge size that the
No.
pipe will take?
Not at all. Not at all. Right? What changes is the weight of the pipe. And the weight of the pipe is significantly low. So you see that dog? That pipe was made specifically for St. Louis cigars. So Hunter said to me one day, Alan, I want your pipe. I don't care what it costs, but I want my dog on that pipe. Right? And I said to him, are you sure you want your dogs to be big? It's gonna be heavy. He says, I don't care. I want my dog on that pipe.
There you go.
And Ernesto said, I'll do it. I said to him, you sure? He says, I'll do it. He loves a challenge. Right now, we have a special project for another Instagram person that Bombshell Cigars. We're making him a pipe we've never done before. Never done before. But again, Ernesto loves a challenge. Anytime you say to him, I want this design, especially if it's completely out of what we do, his head goes crazy.
So one of the questions from our audience from Andy Tassetti, can you smoke a box press in it?
Yeah, right here. Our friend here.
Okay, so that's what you have in there now.
Now, let me be very clear, because people have asked me this question a bunch of times. Yes, you can smoke a box press and it will work. You cannot smoke a rectangle press. Let me be very clear on that. A rectangle press will not create a seal in our pipe.
Right. So you can't smoke something like the JC,
Like
the JC Newman PDR, PDM. You can't smoke.
I haven't had the PDM, but like one of Christian Aurora cigars, he has a few different lines where they're very rectangular.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we smoked Ipa Carrillo in there. We smoked Padrones in there. We smoked my father's in there, right?
Okay.
So box press does work, guys. But very honest, if it's rectangle press, it won't.
Okay.
Now, Kelvin Brown asks, is there a recommended cleaning of the pipe?
Yeah, so let's keep it simple. This is wood. You don't want to put water in it, right? So what we do with the tips, we pass a Q-tip or a cotton swab through it, right? They come off, right? And then inside, we take a paper towel, cut it in half, spin it, and pass it right through. Take the plastic off, pass it through the bulb, and you keep spinning and spinning, kick out to take all the tar. Because what happens with the pipe is this, guys. You may not realize it, but when you're smoking a cigar, tar builds up through the cigar, right? And what happens? It touches your lip, your gums, right? So once you get to 3.5 inches on the cigar, you bring in the pipe. The tar, as you smoke, is gonna build up around the pipe itself. It's called the caking process, right? But it won't touch your lips or your gums. Right. It's not a filter, right? But it's a filter for the tar. you know, and
I guess all the resins will all go on in the inside.
Exactly.
I imagine you can use a standard pipe cleaner.
Yeah, a standard
Just
pipe
get ready
cleaner.
to ask that, Jimmy.
Yes, you can use a standard pipe cleaner. For me, I'm lazy. For me, I grab a piece of paper towel, pass it through, remove the tar, use a cotton swab, remove the tar from the plastic, right? And then from there, I'm good to go. The thing about the pipe, guys, is this. If you smoke after every 3 cigars, I recommend you clean it. And the reason is because of, again, the buildup of the tar. Because if the tar builds up too much, now the pipe will alter the flavor of your cigar because of the smoke combining with the tar, which is why we recommend after every 3 uses, clean the pipe.
Okay.
Right? Because if you let it build up after 6, 7, 8, the tar is gonna build up. You say, this doesn't taste right. Well, of course it doesn't, because it's mixing with the tar now that you haven't cleaned.
So you got this pipe thing going, and you're starting to get interest in it, and somewhere along that journey, you made a decision to branch and create your own cigars, which is
Yes.
a bold thing for anybody to do, especially you're probably doing that, 2020?
Mid 2020.
So you're right in the middle of the pandemic and you decide to launch yourself into creating a cigar line.
Yes.
How did you come up with that, and what was the idea behind? Because your cigar line has a unique history on the naming and what you're doing with it. So I love the story. So
yeah. So here's what happened. So when I started smoking cigars about 22 years ago, I fell in love with it because my best friend at that point was Keith. And we would drive to work together, back and forth, smoking cigars. Right? And I said one day at a dinner party of my brother, my cousin, close cousin to me, I said to them, again, 20 years ago, guys, one day I'm having my own cigar line. I love cigars. Fast forward, after we started making progress with the pipe business, people are starting to recognize who we are. People are using our pipes, people are buying our pipes. I said to my brother, I want to do a cigar company with you. And he says, why? I'm like, A, because we love cigars, and B, I love smoking everybody's cigar. And I want to make a cigar that fits our palate, a cigar that I can smoke every day, a cigar that makes us happy, right? Because how many times again, we all know we have different palates, right? For instance, we're drinking rum right now. Some people don't like rum. Some people prefer only bourbon. And some people prefer a different type of bourbon. Some people love wine like you do, right? So we understood that people with palates are gonna love or dislike our cigars, right? But we want to make cigars that we love, that we enjoy, that had transitions in them, right? That hit our palate perfectly. And I said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. And financially, listen, the cigar game is rough financially. Let me tell you right now, we went into this blinded. I'm just be honest with you. We did it just for the passion of cigars. But once you get in, there's a lot of moving parts.
A lot of things to learn.
A lot to learn. I mean, I'm learning still to this day. I was in DR all last week. I was there with Jonas Santana, Blackbird, right? And let me tell you, I'm still learning.
And they're the ones that do your cigars for you. Is
Correct.
Blackbird. Yeah.
Correct. And they have it. Listen, Blackbird family is an amazing family. I know it's about us, but I just want to say this: the Blackbird family is an amazing family. And I will tell you right now, working with the master blender, because we work directly with the master blender. Like when we blend out cigars, we are there with the master blender, talking about what we want, smelling the leaves, grabbing the leaves with him, and him rolling in front of us, fresh and raw. Right? We do the single taste of each leaf.
Little fumas and
yep. And then we roll it. Then once we figure out the flavor that we want, I'll smoke 2 or 3 little fumadas at the same time. I have 2 to 3 cigars in my mouth at the same time. Right? Each of a single leaf, tasting how they blend together. Right? And once him and I find something we like, let's try this one. Then he goes in, rolls it up for us. Now try it. And we did that for literally 10 to 12 hours for 4 days straight. Blending out cigars.
And that's only the beginning.
And that's only the beginning, because again, blending cigars is one thing, guys. And that's the truth. But then you have your label. Then you have your box. Then you have your logo. Then you have what your logo stands for. What does your brand stand for?
So let's hold that thought for 1 second. I just want to do my standard shout out to the sponsor break. When we come back, let's get into the brand itself, Family X Loyalty, and talk about what that means and go through the line of cigars and what each cigar means to you and why those names are what they are. Because that's an even deeper fun story that people love to hear. So let me just key this up here. So today's show proudly brought to you by Rodriguez Cigars. In 1971, the Rodriguez family found a new beginning on the beautiful island of Key West, and they established the Rodriguez Cigar Factory in 1984. It stands today as the oldest cigar manufacturer in the Florida Keys, preserving the historical manufacturing industry that began in Key West in 1831. As the years pass, new generations of family members have expanded manufacturing to Nicaragua, and they are proud to be working with some of the finest tobacco in the world. Rodriguez cigars are exclusively constructed with vintage leaves that have been hand-selected, aged, and constructed through the traditional Cuban manufacturing process. You can check out Rodriguez Cigars at www.rodriguezcigarskeywest.com. Today's show is also brought to you by Platinum Nova Cigars. Platinum Nova Cigars is a family-owned and operated premium cigar company. Only the highest vintage tobacco and the most skilled hand workmanship go into the making of each Platinum Nova cigar, resulting in a timeless blend of art and craftsmanship. The Nova brand and the family's work are a tribute and an honor to their grandfather to always remember him and his infinite passion for the finest cigars. Their love for cigars started with their grandfather, a dedicated master blender and entrepreneur in the cigar industry. So next time you're looking for an exquisite cigar experience, pick up a Platinum Nova. You can check them out at Platinum Nova Cigars at www.novacigar.com and on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Today's show is also brought to you by our friends at El Chan Cigars. El Chan, welcome to a dream come true. Husband and wife, Gabby, El Chan, and Liz, want all the hands that work the tobacco leaf in their home country of Puerto Rico have the same opportunity to expose their products. They call it La Jolla del Chan because they cultivate part of their product, and at some point they want to be able to supply the world with their native tobacco leaf. The pride that Gabby and Liz feel is the same pride of all those who work the tobacco leaf, and for this, they deserve a portal that represents them. I want to thank everyone for supporting their country. We will resist, they say. You can follow them at www.lajolladelchan.com and at El Chan Cigars on Instagram and Facebook. Let us not forget the Cigar Clowns. The Cigar Clowns is a Facebook group that's on a journey to find the perfect cigar, and they invite you to join that journey. If you're lucky enough to get your hands on their extremely limited releases, you know what's up. If you haven't had one, stay tuned to their page, and when a new run is dropped, they go quickly. Good conversation, great people, and smoking cigars. So we would like to welcome all brothers and sisters of the leaf who share the same love as we do for cigars. And lastly, Cigar Medics.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
I'd like to thank my sponsors, but without them, this show is always a little harder to do. Let's get back to the team. All right, Family X Loyalty, a very interesting name for a cigar company, not something that I would consider to be very traditional in its most sense, but is unique in why you came up with that. So go through that story on the name, and let's go through some of your blends and talk about the names and notes.
So to talk about Family X Loyalty is to talk about my life and my brother's life. So when I say about his life, he was born and raised in Cuba, came down here before he was 18, and he had to make do with not only some family members, but he had to make do with what he can, the people that, he met along the way, right? Until he met his wife, and, he's living a pretty decent life now, but he learned the hard way that sometimes the family members that you need are the family members that are not by blood, right? To keep that short. And then for my end, my brother is from another mother, same father. His sister is from another mother, a different father. His mom raised her since she was 3. And then my closest people that are by my side, to be very frank, guys, is not my blood family. The closest people on my side are the people I've met through life, right? And what I've learned through life, and my brothers learned through life, is that you're born with a family that you can't choose. And sometimes you're great with them, and sometimes you're not so good with them. But you damn sure can meet the family members that you really vibe with, that you really get along with, right? That really have your back through thick and thin. And that's how we really started by Family X Loyalty, right? So when we started Cigar Company, the biggest thing that him and I said was, pipe company, cigar company cannot change our brotherhood, our family, because his wife and my wife are sisters. His daughter and my daughter are sisters. His son and my son are brothers. So the biggest key here is that no matter what we do, no matter what business venture we have, our families come first, right? And then when we started Cigar Pipe business, the community, after a certain time, started standing behind us and promoting us and pushing us. And how cigar community loves to say, brother of the leaf, sister of the leaf, right? We started having people from the community who stood behind us, right? Who not only stood behind us without even meeting us in person. Like when we went to TPE, let me be very frank with you. The people that hung out with us at TPE, besides Sergio, our ambassador for Cigars Podcast, everybody else we met for the first time in person. And that tells you that the community stands behind our brand, behind who we are as people, as human beings, we're family by loyalty. We're loyal to the people who are loyal to us. We show loyalty and they show us back loyalty. And that's what really family by loyalty stands for us. It stands for our brotherhood, our families, and the people that we meet, that from the moment we meet, they're by our side, right? Not only by our side because of our personalities, they're by our side because of our cigars, because of our pipes, because of what we stand for. And it's not just a marketing gimmick for us. We live it. We help those in need. We bond with those that are not blood. And we invite you to our household, just meeting you on day one. And that's what family by loyalty means to us.
Good.
It's so funny that you have that name and that represents you guys, because I think that encompasses the cigar community as a whole. I truly mean this when I say this, that if I had been involved in the cigar community back when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, my life would be completely different today. I have met some amazing people that are not blood family, like you said, but family that I have met just off of the leaf, just by sitting down and having a conversation like what we're having this evening. And they end up turning into some of my best friends that I've ever had in life. So I love that you embrace that. I love that is the name of your company, Family by Loyalty. That is strong right there, brother. And I applaud you for taking the time to actually think that deep into it, because that is a great representation of the cigar community as a whole.
And I appreciate that, because again, that to us was super important. Our brand had to stand by something that we felt, that we lived by. Because let me be honest, we're not businessmen. We're trying to be businessmen, but what we are is family. We're loyal to each other, right? So it had to stand for who we are, and that was the key.
So what's with the wolves on the back of your whole logo?
The whole logo behind the wolves is this. When we came out with the name Family by Loyalty, we said, what is going to stand by Family by Loyalty? And I can tell you, we were working with a designer. He said to us, what Family by Loyalty means? And we started talking exactly what you just asked us. We told him the same thing. He says to me, isn't that what a wolf pack is? Because a wolf pack, they're not all blood. A wolf pack, you have members who come outside, a lone wolf that could be accepted in, right? And it could become alpha within time. So for us, it was like, wow, wolves. And I love wolves. I've been loving wolves since I was a kid. I love dogs. I have 5 dogs. That tells you if I love dogs and wolves. I wish I could have a wolf.
Gotta love
but I
dogs.
can't. Right?
Can't live without a dog.
Exactly. Can't. Me as well. He has a dog. I got 5. I have more of it. My wife will probably choke me. Right? That being said, he says, the designer and I were talking with Ernie, and he said, what do you know about Norse mythology? I said, well, I know about Odin, Loki, the basics, right? And he says to me, research it, contact me back. So I started researching it and the wolves of the Norse mythology. And that's why the first 2 cigars was Jerry and Frecky. Twin wolves, but different, right? Twin wolves had similar personalities, but were pretty different. Scars on different sides of their face. And that's why Frecky, which is my brother's cigars, is San Andres, right? He loves the San Andres wrapper. Whereas me, I like the San Andres wrapper a lot. I prefer Habano wrapper. I prefer the cinnamon, nutmeg flavors, honey, right? I prefer that. But the cigar, the binder and filler had to be the same, because that's who we are, the same, right? So the binder of both of them are Criollo 98, and the filler on both of them are Criollo 98, Corojo, Nicaraguan, Viajero, and Pennsylvania broadleaf, right? And that's how we started off our initial first 2 cigars, based on Norse mythology, on the wolves of Norse mythology, on the brotherhood of the 2 wolves of Frecky and Jerry, which are the logo of our company.
That's deep right there. That's really deep. You guys put a lot of thought into that, and that is impressive. Sometimes you have a lot of folks that don't take the time to go into the mythology and understand the whole concept behind the logo and wolves and the family and the pack and how they run. But that's
Exactly.
impressive.
And I appreciate that, brother. Let me tell you.
Vamos a lo de la familia, los lobos andan en manada, es una familia.
Yeah. What do you
Y
say?
los dos machos, los alfas, son los que cazan para la familia. Por eso los lobos.
So he's like, another reason why we picked the wolves is because, again, like I said before, the wolves is not just all blood. A lot of them come from the outside. But not only that, the alpha female, the alpha male, the ones that get together. And then you have the beta male who's always ready to be the alpha. The beta female is ready to be alpha. So but they always take care of the family no matter what. It's not you get kicked out. You're still part of the family, right? And that's what he's saying, that in the wolf pack, the family can get really big. It doesn't have to be blood, right? And that's it. Even our box designs, I'm not sure you guys seen our latest posts. Our box designs are based, you see them, it's about the night, the wolves, right? Is based on that theory of the wolf pack. Because technically speaking, his family, my family is part of the wolf pack. The brothers and sisters that stand behind us are part of the wolf pack. Like the Asheville Cigar Clubs from Carolinas, Texas, Virginia, stand behind us, right? And it feels great that not only did they stand behind our brand, they stand behind our sticks, they stand behind our pipes, they stand about what we stand for. And like I said, it's not a marketing gimmick. It's because it's how we live. Once you get to know me, and Jimmy, you met me on day one. Was I open book or not?
Absolutely. And it was so open that we could have spent the whole day talking, because you do like to tell the stories. I give you credit for that. And you got great stories.
And that's the thing, is just we're open book. You meet us, we're not here to just sell you cigars. We're here to meet you, to get to know you, to vibe with you.
So, quick question. With that being said, Jimmie has on the screen right now the first two releases, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to take a hard pivot. What is the next blend that you're working on, and what do we have to look forward to, and when can me and Jimmie expect it in the mail?
I would say expect it in the mail within the next month and a half. That's one. But we already released them. We're not in the stores yet. We're waiting for the boxes, which is why we haven't sold it to anybody. We're waiting for the boxes. You got Skull, you got Hockey, and you got Fenrir.
Okay.
And Fenrir, interesting enough. So again, they all go back to Norse mythology. And
yes,
I understand Fenrir. Fenrir was the wolf that they tied up and had something to do with Loki.
He's Loki's wolf. Yes.
Loki's wolf. He's a mad, crazy wolf.
Yep.
And they used a chain, right? That, if I remember the mythology, the chain was made from like a female's hair or something. Like
Fenrir was one of the most baddest wolves of all of them. And the reason why that's the reason why we did a box press, pigtail, and covered foot on Fenrir. Because when we first blended it with Papo de Caballo, that's the master blender at Blackwood, we fell in love with the sweetness of the cigar and yet the medium strength to full strength that it becomes with the sweetness of the wrapper. Because you got the wrapper of a Sumatra, you got the binder of Sumatra, and then you got the filler, right? Nicaraguan Corojo. And the spice doesn't really come out in that cigar into the second half to the final third, right?
Yes,
and with Fenrir, the reason why we gave Fenrir Loki's wolf to this cigar is because of the way it's smoked, its flavor profile.
Cigar Pipe.
Right. And if you look at the Cigar Pipe version, 3.5 by 52. Right there. It's bold. Bold from the beginning. And I will tell you guys, we have 3 sizes: the Grand Toro, 54 by 6, Robusto, 52 by 5, and the pipe size, 3.5 by 52. And I'll tell you guys, the whole purpose of the pipe size was that as soon as you cut the end, put in your pipe, smoke to the end. It's a 30 minutes or 45 minutes smoke. Okay. But with the pipe size of our blends, if you got a Grand Toro and you say, wow, they all start off mild and they end probably medium to full. When you smoke it in the pipe size, it start off medium, right? Like if you want a little more quicker bang right in your face from the very beginning, get the pipe size. Trust me, it won't disappoint you because the shorter you get in the ring gauge, the less the smoke has to travel to the cigar.
Yep.
Right?
And you have less to work with in the length as far as where you're going to hit that strong Lajeros and all of that.
Exactly.
You know?
Let me tell you right now, the Hati, I love it in Grand Toro. Sweet from the very beginning, beautiful, mild. And by the time you get to the second half, it's medium. And then the final third is spicy medium. Go to Robusto, it starts off sweetness with some spice, right? And it keeps going with the string. When you go on pipe size, spice right in your face from the moment you light it. Spice and the sweetness, you smoke it really slowly, you get the hints of it, but you get that real white pepper, like strong in your face from the beginning.
Now, are those other two named after wolves also?
Yeah, Hati and Skull, also two other wolves, also
Okay.
brothers and sisters. So they're also twins.
I'm reading up right now because I have to get hip to this Norse mythology. You know, Jimmy's schooling me on it. I haven't read the book yet, but I'm reading right now that the Hati means he who hates enemy.
Yep.
That is the breakdown of what Hati means.
Yep. And I think Hati chases the moon.
Yes. So that is chasing the moon across the night sky.
Yep. And Skull?
They say Skull chases the sun.
Exactly. You see how? So now that's why Hati and Skull. Skull is yellow. Hati is gray. Now you see the reason behind the colors.
Well,
and you
I'm
also
history class tonight.
And also Hati and Skull, because they're night and day, they have the same binder and filler, but different wrappers. So Hati's Connecticut Skull is Brazil Cubra. Right?
Ooh, I bet you that one's tasty because I love me some Brazilian wraps on that.
And then the binders are Criollo 98, but the fillers are Corojo, Nicaraguan, Ligero. Right? So again, Frecky and Jerry, brothers. Hati and Skull, brothers. Fenrir says, F you all, I'm the beast.
Wow.
So how many more wolves are there in Norse mythology?
There are a couple more. I don't remember the top of my head, so I'm not going to go ahead and try to recite them. But as far as our 5 lines are concerned, this is part of the base of the wolves. We are in the works of creating another cigar butt for the end of the year that's going to go with our pipe, which is the main reason why I was in DR last week, which is why we were not at Pro Cigar Fest this week, because I went to DR last week specifically to start working on next blend.
Okay. Now, when you look at these different lines, are you going to continue to follow the Norse mythology with things other than wolves?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no.
We'll leave it at that.
I won't say anything yet. Yes and no.
But the other thing.
Hold on, Jimmy. Before you go there, can we look forward to a Loki cigar?
Or Odin cigar. I won't say nothing else.
Oh man, because now we start getting into the Marvel verse, which I am very well versed in. You know, I know that. I didn't know about the wolves, but I know about the Loki and the Odin.
As far as the Norse gods are concerned, we are eventually, you'll probably get into that. Yes, we're already in the process. We're already in the blending process, right? But for the gods, we plan on using very aged tobacco, right? So all of our cigars are aged, meaning our leaves are all aged between 2 to 5 years, okay? So when we do the higher end sticks, we'll be looking at even more aged tobacco before we release them, and having the process. Right now, the cigars that we're releasing, the reason why they haven't even been sold to the stores yet, meaning sent to the stores, is because we're waiting for they just hit 6 months aging, right? And we realize that the longer the age, obviously we know, the better they are. right? And we don't want to rush the aging process, right? So what we're doing is right now, it hit the 6-month mark. The box is about to be delivered to us, and we're gonna start sending them to the stores, right? But we learned that when we went to TPE, right, our samples were pretty young, right? And it reflected. And what we want to make sure is that the customers know, our family knows that we stand behind our sticks. And so the sticks that we sell to the stores are gonna have a minimum aging of 6 months after they're rolled.
I can't wait for y'all to drop that Thor cigar. Wait a minute. Was I supposed to say that? My bad. You know, what we do here is we spill the tea.
Hey,
Well, let
here's
me
what I'm
ask-
gonna tell you though. Before you say that, here's what I'm gonna tell you guys. We blend our own sticks. We literally travel to DR, whether it's him and I together, me alone or him alone. We go to DR and we work with a master blender, and we make sure that we blend what we love. And if you like our palette or you enjoy our palette, then you enjoy the sticks that we make. But a lot of cigar companies make cigars for the people. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We make cigars for us, for the people. Because if we don't love it, we don't think you're gonna love it.
There you go. You gotta love it. And I just wanted to ask you, when I look at the bands, right?
Yep.
So let me just put this one up. So this is all right, this one's a little easier to understand, but this is the Frankie.
Freaky.
It's hard to
Not
read.
freaky, not freaky. A lot of people say it's freaky, but it's freaky.
Yeah. So that
Now, freaky
that
can get
one's-
freaky if you wanted to. I mean, it's up to you, though. I'm just saying.
So that's a little easy. So when I pull up this one, all right, I don't know if everybody can see that.
It's Fenrir.
Right. So the lettering on this
It's pretty small.
is small, and it's you have to kind of focus on it because you use some funky lettering.
The reason we use Norse, the closer we get to Norse mythology lettering. That's one.
Okay.
Two, our next set of bands, we've actually addressed it last week in DR. I already spoke with the label factory. I already met with them, and I already have a resolve for that.
Okay. I kind of dig the idea that you're using that kind of Norse kind of fonty looking thing, and it just adds to it because you look at it, you're like going, what does that say? And then you got to focus on it. You're like, and then once you begin to understand the font, you're like, oh, there's the F and the R.
Again, it was important to us. It was actually very important to us that we follow the Norse mythology to the T as best as we could. It was important to us because everything that revolves around our brand revolves around our motto, revolves around our name, Family by Loyalty. Because our name and our motto is the same, Family by Loyalty.
There you go.
Right?
So I'm going to take another quick break. I want to go through the news and things in Stogie Press today for this week. So there was some news articles that came out. Drew Estate has introduced an expansion to their 20-acre farm, which is their collaboration with Corona Cigar Company using the Florida Sun-Grown Farm. They've come out with a 25th anniversary Bellicoso Vitola in that line. Black Label Trading Company announced the Memento Mori. All right, so you're a big Black Label Trading Company fan, James Brown fan, you're probably gonna love this because not much I don't like from James Brown. They also announced a special cigar just for Hawaii called the Aumawaka. I probably botched that name, but that's breaking right now, and it's only going to be in the Hawaiian market. If you're looking to get it, I'll actually open the article up. If you're looking for this particular cigar, okay, pretty cool packaging. You can get a hold of Marvin Chang right here you can email him, and he runs Our Field Wine Company in Honolulu, and that's who's selling those. So they're $10 a cigar, and so you can check that out. It's got a dual wrapper of Mexican San Andreas and Ecuador sun-grown with an Ecuadorian Habano and a Nicaraguan filler. So that's If you're in Hawaii, you know where to get it. People ask me already where to get it. I said, you got to go look at the article. It says right in there. Placencia came out with their limited edition Year of the Tiger. So they released that. So we'll see more Years of the Tiger coming out from different manufacturers. That's that time of the year. German engineered cigars announced something called Autonom. And Autonom, there's two parts to this. One is a lens. I think it's a Lancero. Well, there's a Lancero, a diffused torpedo, another Lancero, two different blends that they have. So this is like an experimental playground. So this is something new that I'm seeing more manufacturers do, brand owners, where they're coming out with like a package of cigars to try out, check out, and then kind of like you can help them understand what ones you like the best. So they have their first Autonom cigars. It's an experimental playground where you can check them out. And then what's coupled with this is what they call an Autonom cigar community and information channel. And they're going to be creating this special channel where they're going to be having cigars and other things related to worldviews, philosophy of life. So they're branching into a whole nother part of the world as far as what you think about beyond cigars. So that's German engineered cigars. General Cigars announced the Partagas Añejo. So, so we're familiar with some Añejos. This is a nice looking cigar. Again, nice barber pole, nice cabinet box. Comes in a Petit Robusto and an Esplendido, both 25 count boxes. They're running about $7 and $7.50 a piece. So if you want to check that out, it comes with this is using a rare 1998 Cameroon, and it's intertwined with a 2013 Connecticut shade with a Mexican and Dominican filler and a Dominican binder. So that's another new addition. And then Renato Cigars began shipping their Grand Apex 6x60. So if you're a big 6x60 fan, you can check that out. It's coming out of Agnorsa at their Tabsa factory down in Nicaragua. And that's it. And then we put out the Emperor's Cut cigar show from the other week is out there. So that was the news on Stogie Press. Let's get back to the team here. It's the box design. There you go. See, I can read that now. When it's going this way, when it's going vertical, it's like, what does that say?
Yeah. So this is how our box is gonna look essentially. Right.
Beautiful.
So the color of the reason we chose the color because of the moon. All of our wolves are gonna have this color.
Okay.
This blue color because of the moon. And each one's gonna have its label.
So all the boxes have the same color?
Same blue, but the logo, the wolf is gonna match the band.
Oh, I see.
And the lettering is gonna match the band.
Okay, gotcha. Yep. There you go.
Right.
Nice boxes. Where do you where are you getting your boxes made in the Dominican?
Forgot the name of the company, to be honest with you. So, but we actually met with that person on Friday of last week, and not only we met the owner, and I can tell you this much: he knows his business extremely well and knows exactly what we requested. And before we continue with the cigars, I want to show you guys the limited edition gold one that we're making. That band is gold. Yep. And the rivets are all gold.
I think that's going to go very, very well with several pieces of fine jewelry that I have.
Yep. And that's me going to the end of the year.
Again, I would think that the female cigar smokers that are out there, they love accessories. Okay. And they have, like, unlike us, we might have, I have a ton of lighters, but they have lighters that are matching, it'll match their outfit, the colors and this and that. And that's something that might go very well for a lot of the female cigar smokers. Do you sell many pipes to them?
A lot of female smokers actually buy our pipes. All right. But also a lot of obviously male smokers buy our pipes. We have people here in Miami. We didn't think that we're gonna get a lot of orders from here in South Florida. We actually do. And one of the person that bought a pipe from us is an avid fisher. Right. And he says what he does with our pipe is that he's out there fishing. His hands are wet and the cigar doesn't get wet. So he has a cigar in his pipe. He's smoking it. He's fishing. He puts it down, picks it up. His hands are all a hot mess. They smell like fish, but his cigar doesn't. There
you go. So let's, we're on the top of the hour. I always like to close out with kind of a lightning round. I don't know if Quinton, if you've been thinking of any lightning round questions.
I want to show you guys something.
Oh yeah, look at that. Doesn't fall out.
It's in the wood.
So
we smoke it. So our motto for our pipe company is smoke it to the last ash. So when you smoke it, you're gonna smoke it until only oxygen comes out. Once oxygen only comes out, you know the cigar is done.
So when you get it to the bottom of that and the ash is done, do you get ash sucked through? Or is there a screen in that?
No, because the ash won't come through. When you're done, a hole creates at the end of the cigar. You'll feel air just pull right through. So as soon as you feel air pull right through, no ash. Once you feel air pull right through, with that first pull, at that last end, you know the cigar is done.
Okay.
Right? Because at that point, it's done. Now, if you're a fast smoker, let's say a cigar smoker who pulls every 10 to 15 seconds, you're going to create a hole right through your cigar in our pipe. Yeah. Trust me, because you're creating a funnel. Right. But if you're an average smoker, 30 to 45 seconds, you'll smoke it right down perfectly. And the wood can handle the heat, the one that we choose. Like I'm holding it, I'm not burning myself. It's warm, but it's not going to burn me. And the cigar is right in there burning hot.
It's an awesome device. So Quinton, you want to kick off the lightning round?
So one of the lightning round questions he just actually addressed, which I think is pretty cool. But if for someone who is not a smoke it down to the very nub of the cigar, right?
Hey, Quinton, how would you go about? See that?
Okay, I do see that.
So you see how
do you go about getting the nub out of the cigar if you're not going to smoke it down to that very last little bit?
So what we do normally is that we push it out right through the end.
So if you blow it, it goes out. It just
So for instance, the pipe I'm just using right now is this one, right?
Right.
So I go, pushes it right out.
Got you. Because the same way that it's creating that funnel, it also will have that pressure behind it because nothing is getting, okay.
Right?
Perfect sense.
Right out, falls right out. I've had somebody beat me on smoke to the last ash when I never thought would happen. I was able to smoke this cigar, let's say this one right here, right? I was able to smoke it down to right here, okay? The other person was able to smoke it like right down to like literally the last bit. And he took a picture, sent it to me. I said, wow, you're a G. Because I've never gotten that low.
Have you guys noticed when the pipe is actually attached to the cigar, have you guys noticed an increased ash length? Have you noticed that it helps with the ash buildup? Does it keep the cigar nice and concave on the tip of the cigar? Have you guys noticed that helps with that?
So here's what happens when you use the pipe, right? The pipe is the same as being in your hand. So the way you smoke in the pipe is pretty much the same way you smoke it without the pipe, right? So the ash will hold depending how you smoke it, right? But one thing we can promise you, and I say promise, I really mean promise, is that the intensity of the flavor will increase and the intensity and strength will increase. I've had somebody who's smoking cigars for 10 years says to me, I said to him, which cigar you smoke the most? And I forgot exactly the brand, but it was a Caldwell cigar, but I forgot the exact one of the Caldwell. And I said, do me a favor, man, clip it in half. He goes, no way. I said, just trust me for 1 minute. You say you know the cigar, right? He says, yes. I said, you know it extremely well, right? He says, yes. He clips it in half. There's a full body stick, right? By the time he got to the final third, he said, bro, this is too strong for me. I'm feeling dizzy. I just can't handle it. It's too strong. And I said to you, did I tell you? Did you know your cigar? He goes, I didn't really. Because this cigar is actually even better than I thought it was, but it's too strong now. I said to him, that's what happens because the wood in the cigar creates a seal. And that seal does not allow air. You're literally getting the full flavor of the tobacco and the full strength of it.
There you go. So let me ask, let me go with the lightning round here, ask some personal things. So you love dogs. What's your favorite dog breed?
I like mixed breeds, guys. I believe in saving dogs. I don't believe in buying dogs. Each to his own. I'm not judging nobody. Each to his own. I believe in saving dogs. I have a purebred Siberian Husky. But let me be honest with you guys, not because I went to buy it. My next door neighbor at an apartment I used to rent before I bought this house saw me, my 3 dogs at that point, and pretty much begged me to take his Husky from him because it was his first dog. He didn't know how to train the dog. And I looked at him, your first dog's a Husky? Okay, I understand now. So I took the Husky and he pretty much gave it to me. He was like, just take it, essentially, right? But the rest of our dogs are all mixed, all from shelters. We save all our dogs. So if you were to ask me right now, what's my favorite dog? My favorite dog right now, my 5 dogs, is Whiskey. Whiskey is a Labrador mixed with American Pit Bull. He's the most loving, affectionate, big baby boy there is and protector there is. Okay? And he will always lay on my lap thinking he weighs 10 pounds and he's killing me. But that 80-pound dog is not 10 pounds. He just thinks he is. He thinks he's a lap dog.
They think they're big
Right?
lap dogs. That's right.
But my Husky, I ain't gonna lie to you, I love him to death. He's the smartest dog I have. When he has to go to the bathroom, he'll sit by the door and just look at you. And if you don't have paying attention to him, he'll start howling at you.
Yeah, they like to talk. Huskies. They love talking to you. And they have all different sounds.
And, you know, one thing before we go, one thing we didn't talk about was our stands. I don't know if you guys can see that. Our pipes, if you buy them, they come with stands that he makes. And if you get a pipe with the stand, what happens is we add a magnet to the pipe and the stand. So then when you put the pipe down with the cigar, it would never fall down.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Should have been an engineer.
He is.
I was just about to say
There
that.
you go. Now I like him even more.
Yeah,
Brother engineer. I love this.
Well, here's the thing. He was raised, his uncle was a carpenter by profession in Cuba. So his uncle taught him how to carve wood at a very young age. So his day job is refacing kitchens, bathrooms, right? But he loves woodworking.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
That is our rustic pipe.
And
So-
he didn't use a machete for that, did he?
Well, in the beginning, he did.
Wow. That's just.
Let me tell you, I record him one day. I'm gonna upload a video one day of him just like this.
Wow, look at that color.
And he doesn't paint them. Guys, none of the woods we paint. So if you ask us to paint it, we won't do it.
So that's the
create this
natural
design.
wood color?
Yes.
Wow.
What you see-
Is that a
What you
rosewood?
see in these pictures is a
Purple
natural
heart.
wood grain.
It's the Purple Heart.
Wow.
Even African blackwood is all natural wood grain. None of it's painted. We don't paint the woods for a simple reason. We don't want it to alter the flavor of the pipe,
Sure.
right? Again, because we don't want any cigar smokers to tell us it's changed the flavor of the pipe. We had a pipe.
La otra razón es que
We had a pipe customer contacts us after 3 months out, and pipe says, "Hey, your pipe is changing the flavor of the cigar." I said, "Have you cleaned the cigar? Have you cleaned the pipe?" He goes, "No, I haven't cleaned it yet once." I said, "The instructions I sent you with the pipe says, please clean the cigar pipe after 3 uses." He's like, "Oh, I've never cleaned it." So that's why the pipe changed the flavor of your cigar. You have an insane amount of tar buildup.
Right. Same reason why you clean your pipe when you smoke a pipe.
Exactly.
That's beautiful stuff.
Thank
So, if you had your choice of anywhere in the world to take your dream vacation, both of you guys, where would that be?
Well, my brother, I can say this right now, I know him so well. He wants to be by a beach where he could fish and be left alone to fishing and his thoughts.
you. Like a fish.
Me, I prefer to be in the mountains, deep in the mountains, and I could pick any fruit off the tree I want, and I can smoke my cigar butt naked and just enjoy myself with a rum.
That sounds like the
Now-
life.
Now I can't get the visual out of my head.
Oh, so let me tell you, one day, I'm a pescatarian, guys, right? And he went fishing with his brother, his blood brother, came back, and he's making meat for everybody on the grill. For me, he deep fries a fish. And I haven't had deep fried fish since Puerto Rico when I was 13 years old. And when I had that, I was like, another one. I'm like, oh, so good. And I was eating with nothing, just him deep frying it, passing it on my plate. And I'm just going at it, just eating it. But yeah, man, he could cook. He not only can he carve wood, he could cook. Let me tell you that much. I can make you a banging breakfast, but don't ask me more than that.
Well, when we talk about that, what's your favorite breakfast meal?
Man, listen, I always eat eggs. I eat eggs every day, but it's always switching the vegetables, switching how my wife makes it or how I make it. Either which way, because I'm a pescatarian, and for those of you that are on this call right now who may not see it based on how I look today, I had a gastric bypass over 16 years ago. I was 450 pounds. I was a 6X t-shirt and a 52 waistline.
Wow. Yeah, God bless you.
Now
I-
I work out 5 days a week and I walk, run 4 days a week.
It makes all the difference in the world, and having the right food along the way. I know, like my wife, she makes me my breakfast, and one of the things I love that she makes is a whole grain English muffin with a poached egg and guacamole on it. And she puts some
That
turkey,
sounds delicious.
a little turkey bacon on it, and it's just.
All right,
She
how about
even
this one?
figured out how to. She even figured out how to make hollandaise sauce without butter.
Ooh,
She uses olive oil.
I love hollandaise sauce. How about this one? Have you had egg in the bread?
Which one?
Egg in the bread.
Egg in a bread?
Yeah, so you have to take a sliced bread, right? Cut out the middle, okay? Get a frying pan with some butter or oil, your choice, right? Let it saute a bit, put the bread on top, crack open the egg, put it right in the middle. Let it cook on the bottom as it cooks. Salt, season it, some garlic, some salt, some pepper, you know what I mean? Flip that bad boy over, add a little extra butter, boom. A minute later, boom, on your plate. And it's like you have a sandwich and a egg over easy right in one. So real quick, guys, I want to show you the first 2 pipes that we ever made. You guys ready? Hand carved, machete only, with a little bit of a carving tool.
Oh, wow.
Freaking amazing.
The first one that has no design besides my initials, that was the first pipe ever. And the second pipe ever was the one right next to it. That's the one that started the business.
Wow. There you
No
go.
plastic, all hand carved.
So I'll ask one more question, and Quentin, if you got another one, you could drop it. Real quick, what is your favorite movie genre?
Fantasy. So I'm a big J.R.R. Tolkien fan. I read all his books. Okay. I'm a big J.R.R. Tolkien geek. Actually, my daughter's middle name, if you guys would ask me, the truth is, it's Precious. No, she's not a stripper. No, you know, she's not gonna be in the poll, but Precious because she's the ring to me, and I'm Gollum to her.
And how about Ernesto?
So,
The favorite movie,
so you guys have it tuyo.
tu película favorita.
Yeah, el tuyo.
Will Smith de 7 pounds. 7 amas.
Will Smith, 7 pounds.
7 amas.
That's
All right,
that's
we'll
his
give you
favorite
one
movie.
more, Quentin, and then we'll close the show.
All right. So while we're on the entertainment, what is your favorite music artist or music genre that you listen to on a regular basis?
Man, I'm 90s rap, baby, all day, every day.
All right,
Wu-Tang,
90s.
DMX.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm putting you. I'm going deeper than that. Then, so you say 90s rap. Give me your favorite, most quoted rap lyric from 90s rap.
Who the fuck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning, crack of dawning while I'm yawning. Wipe the coal out my eye. See who's this paging me and why. That's my nigga Pops from the barbershop. Who's that? Tell me.
Notorious B.I.G.
There you go.
all day.
I wouldn't know that for the life of me. There you go. Rapping
me,
on the show.
When it
How
comes
about
to music,
Ernesto?
For me, it's depends of the day. It's rock, Bon Jovi. It's Maná, Spanish music, Maná. I don't know. Eminem. Depends of the day. Depends of the day.
he could go from.
I love music. I love.
All right, so here's a fun fact about us. He could dance his ass off. I'm musically declined. I could barely two-step. Okay? I could barely two-step. But you get him on the dance floor, forget about it. Forget about it.
I love you.
He'll take it over.
Everything music,
He
rock.
must be a big hit
Bye.
down there in Santiago at that club that's there across from the
Let-
monument.
Bachata.
Listen,
rock.
he's a hit at any place he goes to. We were at Texas Cigar Week at the last day of the event, and he decided to put some Spanish music on. Actually, I told him to, and then he got a dance floor. He was like, boom, and then he took everybody with him. He just got a dance floor, and everybody started following him.
I love the music. Music is my
That's great.
Inspiration.
inspiration.
You know, he definitely gets like music, man. He starts dancing. That's how he goes.
All right.
I
Well,
love it.
we've brought it beyond a little bit beyond the hour. That's fine. This has been a great show. I hope people have been watching, and those that will be watching this after. Check out those pipes. I mean, I saw them up close and personal, and I could tell you everything that you guys said are spot on with that. That is a beautiful device for anybody who needs additional equipment for their cigars. Go look at that.
Well, I want to tell you, Jimmie and Quinton, if you want, we're offering you guys a pipe for y'all.
Oh,
If y'all gonna use it. If you're not gonna use it, excuse my French, fuck y'all.
I'll review it too.
All right.
I'll do a video of me smoking it and showing how it works and all of that. But yeah, so we want to thank you for spending the time with us, taking time out of a Friday night. It's been really special. Quinton, of course, I want to thank you for always being the co-host and coming up with the tough questions. Want to thank
It's like interviewing Vladimir Putin, baby. Don't know what the hell he's gonna say.
Don't even.
Hey,
we could talk
Quinton.
about that offline in a moment.
Hey, Quinn, we meet in person, bro. I get crazy, son. And listen, Jimmie already got to know me a little bit. Yeah, I get crazy.
So, but anyway, yeah, I want to thank the sponsors and all the followers. I'm going to give you two the last word.
So here's what I want to say on part of my partner's behalf and my behalf is like, hey, family out there, listen, guys, try our cigars out, try our pipes out, and meet us in person, talk to us, chat with us, comment our posts. We respond to everything. We truly care. This is not just a business for us. This is not just a marketing gimmick for us. This is something we believe in with everything in our fiber, right? And that's the reason why we're focusing so headstrong on this business, on the community, on bringing cigars to those that we love, right? This is not just a simple business for us. This is really a love, a passion. And this year we plan on traveling to many of the states this year, going to stores, introducing our brand and talking to store owners, the people. So you're gonna see us out there, guys. We're not gonna give up. Trust me, we're not gonna give up. We're a wolf pack. We're not gonna give
Persevere,
up.
baby. That's what it's about.
Wolf pack, baby. Wolf pack.
Wolf pack. There you go.
For real, all day, every day. You know what I mean?
All right, so that's the show, everybody. I'll be at Great Smoke tomorrow. For anybody that's going to be down in West Palm Beach, I will see you there all day. Come over and say hi, and we'll see what we're doing next. Oh, next week there's no show because next week is my wife's birthday, so I devote the whole weekend to her. So there's no Stogie Press work during her birthday weekend.
Hey, Jimmy, at least you get the weekend. When my wife's her birthday, she celebrates the whole month.
Well, I do too. That's me. She's not that crazy. Anyway, so that's the show. I like to thank everybody again. You all have a good day. This is Boston Jimmy out. Stogie Press. Peace.